It was just a normal morning, until his right hand wouldn't move. Then his words came out strange. Then he fell. So many strokes begin like this, quietly, suddenly, devastatingly, and far too many could have been prevented. Today, I'm going to share a truth that most people over 60 never hear, and it could be the most important few minutes of your day. Because as a brain doctor, I've seen it far too many times. One simple mistake people make each morning that silently triples their stroke risk. Let me take you back to a patient of mine. His name was Harold, 68 years old, former school principal, a proud father of 3 and a devoted husband for 45 years. Every morning he had the same routine. Wake up, roll out of bed, march straight to the bathroom, splash cold water, sit on the toilet, stand up too fast, rush for the coffee pot. Just like that, day after day. But what Harold didn't know is that his morning routine was putting dangerous strain on his aging blood vessels. And one day his brain simply said no more. The morning mistake that changes everything. You might think the mistake is something major, like skipping breakfast or drinking too much caffeine. But no, it's far simpler. The most dangerous mistake is standing up too quickly after waking. That's it. Something so small. But after 60, this mistake becomes a silent assassin. Why? Because as we age, our blood pressure regulation weakens. When we lie down all night, blood pools differently in the body. Then, when we suddenly sit or stand, blood pressure can plummet or spike, and the brain may not receive enough oxygen. This postural shift can trigger fainting, dizziness, or worse, cause mini-strokes, TIAs, or full strokes. Harold didn't faint, but his brain did lose oxygen for just long enough to trigger a clot and a massive stroke. A morning lesson from my grandmother. When I was a young boy, my grandmother lived with us. She used to wake up slowly like a flower blooming at dawn. She'd sit on the edge of the bed, stretch her hands, rub her knees, look out the window. She would whisper a prayer and slowly rise. As a child, I thought she was just old and slow. Now as a doctor, I understand. She was wise. That slow transition from lying to sitting, from sitting to standing, that was her way of protecting her heart, her brain, her balance, and her life. She lived to 98. It wasn't luck, it was grace, and a morning ritual of patience. The science behind the stillness. Let me explain it simply. Your body is like a tall building. Your heart is the pump. Your brain is at the top. Blood has to travel uphill every day. When you wake up and leap to your feet, the blood rushes downward. Gravity takes over, and your brain may momentarily be starved. For young people, the heart quickly adjusts. But for someone over 60, your heart isn't as responsive. Your vessels are stiffer, your pressure control weaker. And if you're dehydrated, or on blood pressure meds, or didn't sleep well, that sudden stand-up can be the spark that lights a fire in your brain, a fire called a stroke. The right way to wake up. Here's what I tell all my patients now, and what I hope you'll remember. When you wake up, don't rush. Lie in bed for 1 minute. Wiggle your fingers, move your ankles, let your body feel the new day. Sit up slowly. Breathe. Take 5 deep, calm breaths. Place your feet on the floor. Rub your legs, stretch your arms, only then stand on slowly. Hold the bedpost, steady yourself. Give your brain a moment to adjust. This 1-minute ritual could prevent your next stroke. Harold's second chance. Thankfully, Harold survived. It took months of therapy. He had to relearn how to speak, how to hold a spoon, how to say "I love you" to his wife. But now, he tells everyone he meets, "If I had just slowed down, maybe this wouldn't have happened." He changed his routine. Now, he wakes like my grandmother used to. Slow, grateful, grounded, and he hasn't had another stroke since. We rush because we think we must. But life, especially life after 60, rewards the slow, the gentle, the thoughtful. Your brain has carried you through every joy, every pain, every lesson. Treat it with care, especially in the first moments of the day. Don't let one careless habit steal the life you've worked so hard to build. It didn't feel like an emergency, just a numbness in her cheek, a little trouble lifting her teacup. But within an hour, she was in the ER, unable to speak or move her right side. That numbness, that little slip of the cup, it was her brain crying for help, and no one heard it in time. As a brain doctor, I've sat with too many families who say the same thing. We thought it was nothing. She looked fine. We didn't know. But the brain is never silent. It always sends a signal. The tragedy is when we ignore it, or don't know what to look for. Your brain has a voice. If you learn to listen, every person over 60 must know. A stroke rarely happens without warning. It whispers first, then it screams. If you learn the whispers, you may never have to face the scream, the FAST test. But slower, deeper, you may have heard of the FAST test. It's an acronym and it can save your life. F, face, is one side drooping. A, arms. Can they lift both arms evenly? S, speech. Is their speech slurred or strange? T, time. Time to call emergency services immediately. But I want to take you beyond the acronym, because not all strokes fit in a neat little checklist. Subtle signs. Most people miss here are the signs I beg my older patients and their loved ones and to watch for: sudden vision trouble, not total blindness, just a blur in one eye, a shadow, a sense that something is off. It might feel like a curtain dropping or a smudge on your glasses that won't go away. That's not age. That's your brain's visual processing center losing oxygen. Sudden confusion. You're talking normally. Then suddenly you lose the thread. You forget what you were saying, or you can't find the right word. You walk into the kitchen and can't remember why. This isn't ordinary forgetfulness. It's a flicker, a short circuit, in the brain's language or logic center. One-sided weakness or numbness, it might be mild. Your leg drags just a little. Your hand feels clumsy. You drop your phone, miss a button, struggle to write your name. If it's only on one side, that's a big red flag. Strokes usually affect one half of the brain. And when that happens, it shows on one half of the body. Sudden severe headache. Many seniors live with headaches, but this one is different. It comes out of nowhere. It's sharp, intense, unfamiliar. It may feel like a bolt of lightning or a balloon popping inside your head. If this happens, especially with nausea or vision changes, seek help immediately. This could be a hemorrhagic stroke, where a blood vessel bursts inside the brain. The clock is always ticking with a stroke. Every second counts. Your brain loses roughly 1.9 million neurons per minute during a stroke. That's why the phrase is true, time is brain. The earlier you act, the more brain you save, and the better your recovery can be. The story of Peter and Lynn. Let me share the story of Peter, a retired firefighter, and his wife, Lynn. One morning, they were eating breakfast. Lynn looked up and said, "My toast feels fuzzy." Peter noticed her face looked a little uneven. She tried to smile. Only one side lifted. He remembered a stroke sign he'd seen on the back of a fire truck years ago. He calmly walked to the phone and called emergency services. She was in the hospital within 25 minutes. Doctors gave her clot-busting medication, just in time. Because Peter recognized the signs and acted fast, Lynn had a full recovery. She still gardens. She still dances with him in the kitchen. That one quiet moment, that choice to take it seriously, gave her years of life. The courage to speak up. So many seniors feel embarrassed or hesitant. I don't want to make a fuss. It's probably just my age. I'll wait and see if it passes. But your brain doesn't care about pride. It only cares about oxygen, time, and action. And the people who love you, They'd rather sit with you in a waiting room than at your funeral. What you can do, starting today, know the signs. Watch this video again if you need to. Learn them, like you'd learn your own name. Teach your family, grandkids, spouses, neighbors. Everyone should know what a stroke looks like. Trust your gut. If something feels wrong, even if it seems small, act. Call emergency services immediately. Don't drive yourself. Don't lie down. Don't wait just a few more minutes. You've survived so much. You've earned every wrinkle, every laugh line, every memory. Don't let a few ignored minutes take it all away. Your brain has carried the story of your life. We often think stroke is a sudden thunderclap, a random, uncontrollable event. But the truth is more complex. Stroke risk grows slowly, day by day, nourished by habits we hardly notice. As a brain doctor, I see how small choices become hidden enemies. Today I want to share the quiet habits that quietly increase your stroke risk and the gentle changes you can make to protect yourself. Because after 60, every choice is a stroke of the brush, painting your future. Habit 1. Skipping your morning water. Remember how I said Harold's blood vessels were vulnerable after sleeping? Nighttime is a long fast. When you wake, your body is often dehydrated, especially if you sleep with the heater on or take certain medications. Dehydration thickens your blood, making clots more likely. Many seniors skip drinking water first thing in the morning, reaching instead for coffee or tea. Coffee is a mild diuretic. It can push fluids out, making dehydration worse. Simple fix: drink a full glass of water before your coffee or tea. It wakes your body gently. It thins your blood. It gives your brain fresh oxygen and hydration to start the day. Habit 2. Ignoring your blood pressure. Blood pressure is the silent dictator of your brain's health. High blood pressure quietly strains blood vessels, making them fragile and prone to bursting or clotting. The scary part? Many people don't feel symptoms until it's too late. What I see in the clinic: Mrs. Jenkins, 72, came in complaining of headaches and fatigue. Her blood pressure was dangerously high, but she never checked it regularly. She was prescribed medication but stopped taking it because she felt fine. 2 weeks later, she had a mild stroke. Simple fix: check your blood pressure regularly at home. Keep a journal. Talk to your doctor about medication and lifestyle changes. Control is power. Habit 3. Sitting too long. Our bodies were made to move, not to be glued to chairs. Sitting for hours each day slows blood flow, encourages clots, and weakens muscles. For age, seniors' inactivity also worsens balance and circulation, both stroke risk factors. Simple fix: stand, stretch, and walk every hour. Even just 5 minutes can make a huge difference. Set gentle reminders if needed. Habit 4. Overlooking sleep quality. Poor sleep affects brain health in ways most don't realize. Interrupted sleep raises blood pressure, inflames blood vessels, and weakens the body's natural defenses. Simple fix: create a calming bedtime routine. Avoid screens an hour before sleep. Talk to your doctor if you snore loudly or wake gasping. Signs of sleep apnea, a serious stroke risk. Habit 5. Holding grudges and stress. Emotional health is deeply connected to physical health. Chronic stress spikes blood pressure, triggers inflammation, and drains your resilience. I've seen older patients improve their blood pressure dramatically just by learning to forgive and find peace. Simple fix: practice daily moments of gratitude, meditation, or gentle breathing. Reach out to friends or counselors when you need support. Your brain thrives on kindness, especially self-kindness. Transforming your morning routine. A stroke prevention ritual. Let's bring all these together into a morning ritual that nourishes your brain. Drink a full glass of water upon waking. Rise slowly. Sit up, breathe deeply, then stand. Check your blood pressure if needed. Move gently. Stretch, stand, or walk for a few minutes. Set your intention for a calm, stress-free The power of small changes. It may seem like tiny things, but every day those tiny choices build a fortress around your brain. Remember Harold, who survived his stroke? He adopted these habits. He walks daily now. He drinks water first. He listens to his body with patience. He says the changes gave him a second life. A life lesson for all of us. Life after 60 is not a downhill slide. It's a chance to slow down, listen deeper, and care for yourself with gentle wisdom. Your brain holds your stories, your laughter, your love. Protect it tenderly. Imagine your loved one suddenly cannot speak or their smile slips away. Panic rushes in. But in that moment, knowing what to do can save their life. Strokes are terrifying, but the right response turns tragedy into hope. Today, I want to guide you through what to do the moment you suspect a stroke. Because fast action can save precious brain tissue and change the entire outcome. Recognize the emergency. FAST and beyond, you already know FAST. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call emergency services. But even before full symptoms appear, if someone shows sudden confusion, vision loss, or severe headache, don't wait. Call EMS immediately. Don't wait or drive. Never try to drive someone experiencing stroke symptoms yourself. Emergency teams are trained and equipped to start life-saving treatment on the way to the hospital. Remember, every minute without treatment, millions of brain cells die. Stay calm and keep the person comfortable while waiting for help. Lay them down with the head slightly elevated if possible. Keep them warm but comfortable. Do not give food, drink, or medication unless directed by professionals. Note the exact time symptoms started. This information is critical for doctors. Supporting loved ones through stroke. Stroke recovery is often a long, emotional journey. Patience, love, and support can transform this journey into one of healing. Encourage small victories. A word spoken, a step taken, a smile returned. The miracle of neuroplasticity. The brain is remarkably resilient. Through neuroplasticity, it can rewire itself, create new connections, and regain lost functions, sometimes beyond what doctors expect. Early rehabilitation, physical therapy, and mental exercises can help unlock this miracle. A story of hope. Mary's journey. Mary, a spirited woman in her 70s, suffered a stroke that left her unable to walk or speak clearly. Her family felt hopeless. But day by day, with therapy and unwavering support, Mary began to recover. Her voice grew stronger, her steps steadier. A year later, she hosted her grandchildren's birthday party, laughing and dancing. Her stroke did not define her life. Her courage and care did. Life lessons from stroke survivors. Don't ignore early signs. Make lifestyle changes before it's too late. Have an emergency plan and share it with loved ones. Embrace patience and hope in recovery. Your brain carries your essence, your memories, your love, your spirit. Protect it with knowledge. Protect it with action. Protect it with kindness to yourself and others. If you or someone you love is over 60, remember, this morning mistake is preventable. The power to reduce stroke risk and save a life is in your hands. If this story moved you, share it with someone you care about.